Here with me today is Lizzie. She's not the typical woman you would expect to be selected as Woman of the Year, but her achievements have rightfully earned her the title. She has lived a troubled youth with many ups and downs, working as a prostitute legally. So, what prompted you to turn your life around so drastically?
Well, Sophie, you have to understand that the circumstances that led me to become a sex worker were connected to the abuse I endured during my childhood. Prostitution was my only way out. But you see, back in the day, prostitution in our country was illegal. I was forced to work under the most inhumane conditions. Of course, I was uninsured and had no idea what the next day would bring. I wasn't allowed to say no to any client, as my pimp wouldn't leave me any other choice. I was often abused, but I couldn't report the incidents to the police, as I would be considered a criminal myself. Basically, I was no longer in charge of my own body.
And how was your everyday life?
You see, Sophie, back in the day, they used to call me Candy. I was roaming the streets in the early hours of the day, waiting for clients to show up. There would be nights that nobody would come, and I would be left unpaid with my pimp. That, as you understand, could be avoided if prostitution at that time was legal and I was working in a brothel.
Is there any traumatic experience that stands out?
One night, I was working later than usual, and I sat on a bench waiting for my pimp to come and pay me. But instead, a stranger approached me and demanded my services. I refused, but he didn't take no for an answer. I tried to scream, but nobody came to help. What followed, I will never forget. I was raped and severely injured. This time I had no choice but to go to the hospital. They ignored me for a while, overtaken by the prejudice concerning my profession.
And what was the diagnosis?
The doctor said, "I'm in the unpleasant position to inform you that you have been infected with STDs. But Mrs. Brown, you also suffered rather severe internal injuries in your uterus, and as a result, unfortunately, you will not be able to bear any children."
How did you manage to overcome all these obstacles and ultimately become Woman of the Year?
It was around that point when I realized that a change had to come. Prostitution will never be extinct, but with its legalization, we can change the conditions under which sex workers operate globally, thus improving our lives and the community in general.
And how has your organization helped this cause?
I'm glad you asked. I'm very passionate about the organization and the cause that we serve, and I firmly believe that we will not stop after our recent success, but we will continue fighting for the sex workers' rights around the world.
It was an honor interviewing such an empowering individual that has ameliorated the lives of many men and women working in the sex industry. Thank you for your time.